So, good morning, active traders, and welcome to our Trading Week Ahead broadcast. I'm Ken Calhoun coming at you live on May the 6th, 2023. It's already May. Now, our market went up yesterday, but I wouldn't be so sure about that. In today's broadcast, we'll look at our S&P key and support and resistance levels, our VIX, really important, and some really strong charts. Now, if you have any favorite charts you'd like me to look at, go ahead and type the ticker in anytime during today's broadcast, and I will attempt to get to all of them. We have a ton of them coming in, so I will get to those. Well, I'll try and get to them later. You guys are typing so many here. Thanks. Wow, big turnout today. Good to see you guys here. I will follow up and we'll take a look. So let's start by taking a look at our S&P. One thing I always want you to look at or to understand very clearly is the story of supply and demand, or the story of buyers and sellers. What is this chart telling you? Not much, okay? There is no trend lately. Despite the fact that yesterday was a big up day, before Friday, what was the pattern? 3 red days in a row, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday were down days. Monday, kind of a gravestone doji, right? Let's call it gravestone doji. For more about candles, be sure to learn exclusively from my colleague Steve Nissett at candlecharts.com, because candles are a really important piece of the puzzle. Anyway, as things hacking around sideways, not much going on. Now, just because yesterday was a big up day, don't let the talking heads fool you. The story of this is indeterminate, right? Where's the obvious resistance? 4,200, quite a few handles up, right? 4,200 in the S&P, that's going to be our resistance. Obvious support is at the 40-40. That's obvious. What's not so obvious is the story behind the scenes in terms of volatility. And that's where the VIX comes in. So let's take a look at our VIX and what it's telling us. And you guys let me, wow, all these tickers, thanks, I will get to those. A big turnout today. It was great being at Money Show last week as a speaker, as a full house. Every single spot, and I had over 100 people see me. So if you were one of them, thank you for being there very much on behalf of myself and Money Show. It's great to catch up with colleagues like Harry Boxer, another great guy out there, and all the Money Show team are always professional, outstanding people. Anyway, getting back to this, one thing that I'd encourage you to do is keep track of the VIX relative to the S&P. They're usually inversely correlated, right? So we use 20 and 22 as kind of the band of resistance for looking for inverse or shorting the market. If the VIX flips over the 20, currently we've got just over 15 as support in the VIX. Now, just because we had a big update in the market yesterday and a corresponding down day in our SIBO volatility index does not mean the market is poised for a big breakout to the upside. There's so much negativity and overhang with the banks and other financial problems out there in the world, and inflation and consumer confidence, the rest of it. I would not be out there eagerly buying the stock market. We only want to selectively trade the strongest charts that are going up and keep on the sidelines with other instruments. So anyway, the point is our S&P is, so keep an eye on the VIX. If the VIX gets over 20, I like to start getting into inverse ETFs. They go up when the market goes down, like FAZ, SOXS, SQQs, right? Things that go up on the TZA, things that go up when the market goes down. Now, if the market goes up, we're going to go in long things that go up, like SOXL and TQs, right? Gold's been volatile, right? Kind of a pullback recently. Anyway, the S&P is not in bull territory. One thing I want you to look at, and this is something I mentioned last week, is pay attention to the ratio of green to red candles. Very simply, what's the story? What's the mix telling us? Right now, it's slightly red. If you look at the last 5 or 10 candles, it's kind of a wash, right? The market is undecided right now. The market is not bullishly prepared for a big upside, despite what talking heads may tell you. All that matters is price action. And 3 out of 5 of last, the majority of the days last week were red days. Talking heads won't tell you that, but look, the evidence is right there. Back when I was a statistician for the Ford Motor Company, our quality manager, Dave, had a saying originally coined by W. Edwards Deming, the quality guru, saying, "In God we trust, all others bring data," right? The data says more red than green, right? The trend is indeterminate. We have a kind of a shooting star / gravestone doji putting a top there near the 41.90. So I would not be going long the market unless we break over 4,200, and then maybe we start nibbling. But for now, I'm going to be cautious. Okay, now let's take a look at some charts. So in this market environment, we're going to look at day trading charts first, and then we're going to take a look at some swing trading charts. And before I do that, I just wanted to mention that I do have a special on my live trading room. It's popular. I've had thousands of traders as members the last 22 years. And I do have a special I added. You can get a whole year for $9.97, which works out to only $86 a month. Or if you want to just do a less costly thing, you can try 3 months, a full 3 months of access to my live trading room. We meet 5 days a week in Zoom, and it's like this platform, right? It is this platform, and it's just $4.97 for 3 months, and that's over 30 hours of training in each session, each month. So lots of live alerts and entries and exits and the rest of it. And so you're certainly welcome to give that some thought. That's at trademastery.com/expo. And I'm holding the special open. So it's just $9.97 for a year, and no extras. There's no back end sales to have to buy courses or software, any of that kind of crap. You get everything you need to learn with me in the live room. So it's just the $9.97 for a year, or $4.97 for a few months if you want to try that. So now back to our regularly scheduled program. Let's take a look at some charts. What do we like? Now, these are some charts that are from last week that we looked at, and some of you had mentioned these, so these are good. And I just want to quickly flip through these and give you a sense of the types of charts that I like to trade because of the relative strength, right? They're charts that have good, strong uptrends and are relatively consistent in their moves. Wow, a lot of tickers. And I'll pull up tickers that you guys mentioned in here too in just a sec. So, ask yourself, how much money could you have made had you traded these things from last week, right? This was our watch list, our focus list from last week. And you see how well they worked, right? Good rock star charts. Those are all winning charts. They're all good. Now, these are your guys' charts so far. Okay, hit me up with your charts. Type in a chart you want. And this is for swing trading. We'll look at day trading in just a minute. Let me know any tickers you want me to pull up. Okay, we're starting to see them. Oh yeah, a couple of bottom fishing. For those of you who want to speculate, bottom fishing, two really good, I want to say great, but highly risky, but potential charts are Credit Suisse, right? This one is down in the muck, under 1. I would use 0.50 as support, and just keep it simple. 50 cents is support, $1 is resistance, right? So when we go long, if it breaks the dollar, say 105 and up for CS, and stop out if it gets down to the 50-cent mark. But that's a really good recovery play. Now, one could potentially either double your money or lose it all. So again, this is not trading recommendations or advice, but if this one goes up, CS is good. It's because it's held steady. It's not gone down. So that's good. I have a very intelligent person here locally that I work with, and she's also looking at CS. And Boyle is the other one, our natural gas long. Looks terrible, right? So we don't go long yet, but if it gets back over each whole number, over 3 and over 4, you're going to consider CS and Boyle. Now here's some charts from you folks. Let's take a quick look. So someone's asking on Shopify. We covered that in the live room yesterday, right? One of my smart traders had mentioned this one in my live trading room at trademastery.com/live. We have a lot of smart members in my live room, and we meet together, and a lot of times my traders have better charts than I come up with. So it's a good team effort. And this was a good one. I like Shop. It's great. And I not a trade recommendation, but long over 63.50 makes sense in that one with a hard stop at 62. PRTA, a great chart. Wonderful. Look at that, 56 to 80. Now that one's kind of, how to say, when you have this would be a great chart for day trading. For swing trading though, whenever you have something with an exceptionally wide range like this, went from 50 to 4 to 80, 30, almost 25, 26 point range, I do very small share size in case it gaps down and build the position over time. But yeah, that's a good chart. That's tradable. Obviously, it's a good chart. I like that one. You guys are 100% so far. GLD. That's a terrible chart. You're fired. Too choppy, and the range isn't good enough. Shack, another good momentum chart. And again, you have to ask yourself, based on your own personal preference, some charts are better for day trading, others are good for swing trading. The ones with the biggest ranges are often better for day trading. The ones with the more consistent patterns are good for swing trading. So remember that wide spiky charts are better for intraday trades because they could it could easily gap back down to 62 tomorrow, right? So, or Monday. So those are more suitable for intraday rather than swing trades because the risk is high for swings in those kind of charts. HIMS, that's a slow grind up. I think there's better charts out there. It's not a terrible chart, but visually, what's the problem with this chart? If you look at the upper right corner of this chart, what's the story? What's the flaw of that chart? Who can tell me? Just visually eyeball the chart. Be a professional trader. What does the upper right side of the chart tell you? What's the story up here? Lee got it exactly right. Kent got it exactly right. Good, you guys are smart, yay. Too many tails, too many wicks, exactly right. Good, I'm glad we have a lot of smart folks out there. Way too many freaking tails, especially on the upside. When you have bearish upper, that's bad. That means if you were to plot out the data points, those are bear cups, right? Bearish cups, like the letter A. Don't trade that. You want bullish, lower tails are good. Upper tails, not so good. We got a lot of, so what this is telling you is that buyers are not willing to pay over 1240 for it. Every time it starts to reach up to 1240, it gets sold. So many upper wicks, that's a terrible chart. And thanks, that's a smart observation for you guys. I'm pleasantly surprised quite a few of you got that. That's good. You are exactly right. So for that reason, you're fired. Boom. Bam. All right, what about this one? Fury. That's a horrible chart. Okay, Amazon. That sucks. Too much chop. You'd get stopped out trying to trade that, right? I would. FCell trying to bounce. I like the bounce story. The fact that we've got lots of green candles lately. The range is okay. For a pivot, that's actually, it doesn't suck too badly, but I'd rather see more range. But it's not a terrible chart. I give it like a C. Yeah, it's okay. There's better charts out there though. Delta. Lift. Horrible chart. SQ. Wow, that sucks. Okay. So we got a handful of good charts, right? Remember, good winning charts should look, something like that, right? You want charts that are going up. And especially for you who are swing trading, you want charts like this that are going up consistently, right? Yeah, we do play pivots, but they have to be extremely, let's see, Marathon and Tesla. We cover Mara daily in the live room. Often the Bitcoin plays like that one and Riot are good for intraday. PTX, let's see. What do you guys got? PTX, ABNB. And if I missed it, please retype the order. They're scrolling by here. I can't scroll back. I don't have time to do that. But if I missed your ticker, retype it, please, and I will endeavor to put it there. Sundial's too cheap. I do like Tilray though. Tilray is good for it. Pot stocks have been on a recent bounce here lately. I like Tilray better than Canopy or Sundial. WBD. I live in Colorado. I know the pot stocks. Thank you, folks. Any other tickers? PLX. Okay, thanks. Any other tickers? Let me know. Okay, let's see. Some metals here, Freeport and US Steel, and oil with Exxon. I know this stuff, right? Barrick and PLNT. Barrick got bought out, remember? PLNT. Gaming stock when? Okay, we will take a look at those. Okay, hold on for a sec now. Okay, so let's get back up to these. Okay, so last Last pick you guys mentioned this one. I like the volatility in it, so that's good for a momentum play, more for intraday than swings. Look at some day trading charts in just a second. Let's go through these quickly. So what's the story? Remember, characteristics of successful swing trades are a nice tight channel that's going up. We don't want choppy charts. We don't want things that have crashed and starting a little bounce. We want some consistency. So marathon is no good for a swing. It's a slight uptrend, but not good enough. Tesla, for a bounce, I day trade the bounces. I called along for traders yesterday for Tesla for a day trade, but not for a swing. ABNB, that's a terrible chart. Tilray, that was a pot stock bounce. Remember I mentioned this one to you guys, of the pot stocks, this is the best. They've all bounced the last part of, actually all of last week, but especially starting Tuesday. The cannabis stocks, Tilray, Canopy Growth, Sundial are my three favorites. Tilray is the best of the bunch though, so that one is okay for a pivot. WD, I like the bullish engulfment. The range is just okay though. Let's see, corn. No, not big enough range drop for a pivot. Risk reward. That one's great though. PLX, that's a rock star chart. I like that one over 370 or so. That's a good uptrend. See, people are buying that one, so that's good. See, it's a hint. You want things that are being bought, okay, if you're going long, right? Consistently bought. No idea about that chart. US Steel is looking terrible. Actually, I like that one over 22.5. Not a trade recommendation. I like US Steel. I've traded that one for years. US Steel down here, it looks buyable because it's getting close to the multiple of the decade value, the $20 share range. Remember, we like playing in between the decades, like buy near 20, sell near 28.30, right? So this actually would be okay for say 22.5, 23. So yeah, we'll give US Steel a pass because it's dropped so sharply, right? And still a very strong downtrend. A better play would be short at 1950, but second best would be a pivot long over 22.5, right? And let's see, Freeport McMoran, copper. That one's no good though. That's not enough range, not enough drop. Let's see, AL. Terrible chart. Exxon. Horrible chart. PLNT. Awful chart. And Win. Terrible chart. Okay. So remember, we want charts that go like this, okay? When you guys give me charts that go sideways, what are your odds of making money with the chart that goes sideways? Little or none, right? What are your charts that are going up consistently? It's easy. Remember, folks, we all know trading is hard enough as it is. Make it easy on yourself by trading strong trending, consistent charts that have a steady uptrend and lots of recent green candles on the way up. Let's see. Now let's take a look at some intraday charts here for just a sec. Now this is a 2-day 1-minute chart. I'm going to give you a flavor of some of the charts we were looking at yesterday in the live room. MINM, really good run, right? Boom, it went all the way from 3 to 8. I called along at 485 and went up nicely from there before it went back down. Open, one of my smart traders, Mick, had mentioned that one. Really good play, right? I called along at 152. This is a good example of teamwork. One of my smart traders, Mick, had mentioned this one back when it was like $1.50 or something, or $1.46, I think. And I called along and said, we go long, gang, if this gets over 152. And boom, you're in the money. Ka-ching. Now we do cover some cheap stocks if they have high volume and they have a consistent chart pattern that I think is going to win, like this one yesterday. So this is an example of a live room alert from yesterday. What else do we have here? IEP. I called along at 35.7. That was IEP. Indigo, the word pop, IEP. Fubo, not much of a run. Spiked up early and dropped, and others as well. Now, where I really shine is the leveraged ETFs, whether long or inverse, right? So SOXL, or long semiconductor one, I called the long for my members before it got to 13.8 for 13.8 pre-market. I said let's go long if it breaks 13.80, and that was the long call. You see, around almost $1 for everybody. So even if you got a little bit, it was a good runner. And TQs was the other big win yesterday for us in the live room from ETF standpoint. And that one we called it at 27.30, which is right there. Now, one of you had asked about, do I cover some of the patterns for either day or swing trades? What pattern would this be to buy the 27.30? Who can tell me? What pattern, what chart pattern would that be classified as? Anybody? It's a minor gap continuation, a small gap that continues up with a 2-day high bullish cut breakout, right? So when it was pre-market, I said, let's go long if this guy breaks over 27.30. And do the math, it went up just over a point up to 28.4 before pullback. Even if you got out at 27.8, that's still 50 cents. So that was a good example of a winning alert for a live room. And again, just a quick pitch there. If you do want to join the live room, try it out. You know, there's a trial available for like under 50 bucks, I think. Or if you want to just go ahead and join, which you should, you can join for a whole year for just $9.97. That's half off what I used to charge, more than half off. And or if you want to get 3 months of access for just $4.97, that's a great deal too. So 3 months, get live alerts, questions. You can bring charts of your choice, and I'll pull them up, and we'll see if they're worth a shot. And if they are, I'll tell you where I trade them, as well as the other ones that I cover for you with our daily watch list. So, and live real money, live real-time trading, and often I'm doing live real money trades as well. So that's it. TradeMastery.com/expo. So anyway, those are the kind of charts I like to cover. Let's see, what are the hours? I run it from 8:30 till 10:30, sometimes 11. Usually the official hours are like 8:30 to 11. And also the end of the day from 3:30 to 4. And also in the Fed watch days, like 2 o'clock, I'm always there whenever there's an FOMC with Powell and crowd. So we like to cover the CPI, the PPI releases, the FOMC, as well as every single day live in the market. That's one of the things. I'm there a whole hour before the market opens, going over charts that are gapping or the ones that are spiking up in the pre-market, and then give you guys specific entry triggers and the rest of it. Like this one, NNOX, is pretty good. This one was good on Thursday and a good runner too. So those are the type of charts we cover in the room. Rarely I'll cover Tesla or Amazon, but usually most of the charts we cover are under 20 or 30 bucks, so they're affordable. They're lower price, and I do cover ones that are as cheap as $1 or $2 or $3 a share, but usually between $8 and $30, $8 and $20 is kind of our focus. Now let's take a look. Okay, let's get back to our swing trading charts, and we will see new picks. Let's see. Echo. So let's take just a last minute or two, and I'll be happy to look at charts for you guys, and we'll see what makes sense. And what you want to do as a trader is make money. And the way to do that, at least what I found in my many years of experience, is trade the strongest charts and do a sequence of trades, 2 or 3 trades. You break your trade into pieces. You don't do all or nothing. Any good trader, I know Harry Boxer says this, Kramer says this too. We all say, break your trades into pieces or scale a bit. I highly recommend Harry Boxer too. He's great. And Steve Nissen and any of my colleagues there, Tom Sosna, right, at Tasty. Good people to learn from. They're experienced and they're veterans and been around for a while. Don't learn how to day trade from these kids making YouTube videos all the time, because if that's all they do is make YouTube videos, they're probably not real traders, right? So just saying, they're marketers. Anyway, EGL, yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think that's Echo Gold or something. Nice chart. I like it. 8 to 12, good consistent pattern. What's good too is a lot of green candles. Hey, thanks, Alan. Say great day. Appreciate the music. Have a good weekend. Hey, you too, man. Yeah, join the live room. Try it out, guys. So many thousands of people have been with me over the years, and most people are happy. The only people I've found aren't happy are either stupid people or people that trade Forex or futures or something. That's not what we cover. We cover stocks like these. Well, you see the list here, and ETFs. Not enough range for, at that price, I wouldn't pay 84 for something that's just been 104. Not enough range for a pivot. And this one, although overall I like the trend, the range isn't good enough. 155 to 22 220, it's not enough percentage range to be worthy of a $200 share instrument. But I like the trend. That one is terrible on all fronts. IBRX. That's good. That'll play. Thanks. That's one I would trade. So thanks. That's a good one. So EGO and IBRX, those are both tradable charts. So y'all done good. A lot of good charts. And thanks. I always appreciate it because you guys give me food for thought for what I want to trade. And hopefully we all help each other, right? And hopefully what your colleagues here have mentioned or gives you food for thought for next week as well. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up now. I wanted to wish you all the very best for a successful trading week ahead. It was a pleasure to see so many of you at the Money Show Expo in Vegas last week or the week before, whatever it was. I had a full crowd, a full room, 100 people, 100 plus. So if you saw me, great. And if you didn't, join my live room and I will work with you moving forward. So have a great weekend and thanks for being here. Appreciate it. See, minimal pitches. I'm not doing some big ass long sales pitch. I already got lots of members, but if you guys want to join, I think you'll appreciate it. Try it out for a few months. Trademastery.com/expo. All right, take care and be safe out there and have a good weekend. Bye for now. I'm busy doing home renovation, so I have to take off. Good team building thing with my wife. Happy wife, happy life. And happy traders, happy life too. So join my live room. I promise you'll be impressed, and not only with the success rate of the alerts, but more important is the in-depth training, the quality of training, the reasons for the entry, the reasons for the exit, or the reasons for a stop, the reasons for re-entry and how to trade. So see you in the live room. Join now at trademastery.com/expo for the special. Okay, see you next time. And hopefully I'll see you in the room on Monday. Take care. Bye for now.